Okay, so today I want to talk about how texting is actually beneficial for students and their literacy skills. And my title is Digitalk, Textese, Textisms, Improving Student Literacy. And I found that I found through reading through David Crystal's chapter in his book and through the Lenhart study that texting is actually beneficial for students in their writing skills and their reading skills. And a common theme that I found among all of my research that I did was that using texting or using any kind of technology in the classroom actually helps empower the student learners. And three of the terms that I just want to mention because everybody's all over the place. Digitalk is an overall communication with any kind of technology. Textese is more just a general term for the text language. And then Textisms is a mannerism of the individual person as we text. And there are a couple of different ways of empowerment that I found. The first of which is empowering students by using fun. And one of the first ways that I found this was Kristen Holly Turner's study, or she did a mini study of a bigger study in her Flipping the Switch article that she wrote. And she had her graduate level students actually try and tell the difference between their school language, their home language, and a couple of different languages that they found they used from day to day. And she found that this caused the students to be more engaged and that the different languages they used, they actually became more motivated due to that. They found it really interesting and they wanted to learn more. And due to the students using the technology that they used at home, they didn't view using that technology in school as work. They found it more fun, they found it more entertaining, and it wasn't like this big drug out, they hated everything that had to do with the assignment. The next way that it empowered students was empowering them by giving them a space with more freedom. And Steve Vosley, who is a program specialist in mobile learning at UNESCO, and he provides real experiences from two different teachers like these two on the slide. And he kind of puts out there that slip-ups in academic writing of texting aren't mistakes, but they're actually opportunities for the teacher to take to teach the difference between the text language and the standard American English. And when the students don't have to worry about how they have to write something out, it gives them more freedom to just get it out and write it and not have to worry about how to say what they're trying to say. The third way that it empowers students is by empowering them through learning by familiar means, which is just getting them to use their instant messaging or their texting or their emailing or stuff, anything like that. Deborah Voss and Julie Amberg found that it was using instant messaging forums in the classroom actually helped create an objective and a non-biased environment for the discussion. And Leap for Time, like Sarah used, she found that Textese can reflect or even enhance children's traditional literacy skills and increase their writing speed, which I found kind of interesting. And because the students are more familiar with their text and instant messaging technologies, that technology actually helps the discussion helps the students in the discussion not feel fearful or isolated or defensive of any of their beliefs or their ideas or themselves. So my contribution to this whole idea, I did a little bit of a study with my education class, and I asked them to send me a text message and to write me a response to one of two questions. And I found that the text messages tended to be shorter. They were very straight to the point. There was next to no punctuation used, and many of them used a little bit of abbreviation or some acronyms. And overall, even though that the two responses were written differently, none of the information that they gave me was misconstrued or lost or misunderstood. It was all the same information. And so I found just overall that using the text language and standard American English together can help the students to improve their literacy skills in the classroom. And that instant messaging forums gives empowerment and ownership to the students over their work and over their different skills through using these different technologies. And Steve also quotes Richard Sterling, who is a former director of the National Writing Project, saying that the answer is not we should ban texting. That's absurd and also impossible. It's much more about giving students an opportunity to write so extensively and so often that their writing develops. These errors will disappear if there's a sufficient amount of writing going on.